Okay, now we have Mr. Neville.
Yeah.
Just after the driving. Okay. We're gonna analyze his driving. Okay. So I just want to ask you first, what you think?
Different car, so a bit more difficult for me, but I should still be able to do it. And I gave it a good back, but I think overall I might have just about failed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And now I wrote down a few stuff for myself, as you can see here.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I give you points, and we talk about what exactly I think. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now you had 1, 2, 4, 5, 9, 11.
Yeah.
So 11. Okay. And the maximum is 8. What you can have. Yeah. So you're 3 over. Okay. Now I think some of this point it came because you never drove this car.
Yeah.
Okay. But some of it, some points I don't think there should be green. Might be blue already.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know how he will see or whoever gonna. Okay. But this test is actually shows a few good things. Now the one is a major thing is for me. If you would a little bit more focused on some stuff and you were focused on things what you shouldn't, I think you were capable to pass your test. Okay. Now but let's go to a little bit details. Okay, so let's just put this on the side, this one here. Now cockpit drill. Okay, I know when we start to drive you already figured out what it is, because you remembered. Okay, so but you need to know. Okay. Secondary controls, I didn't give you any, but you need to know this one in your own car, which you probably know.
I do.
Okay, so that's why I just give you. Okay, questions, they were good. Yeah, a little bit of misunderstanding, but you managed. Yeah, so I had no problem there. Okay, now and then we started to go that way. Yeah. Okay, and immediately when we moved, it was good observation, no problem whatsoever. But then we kind of moved on right. Yeah. So you were going, once you reached the first speed bump, yes? You already went right. So went too close to the middle of the center of the road, yes? And then you went even further, and there's a car just came, and it looked so close. You remember that? The car was just passing us.
Yeah.
So I had to give you a point for that because you were too close, yeah? Okay. And then I also wanted to ask you, now, I know we practice gear change here, yes? But why did you speed up between speed bump?
Yeah, it's not necessary.
Like, absolutely not. Like, what's the purpose of the speed bump?
Just to slow you down.
Yeah. Okay, so you just said, oh yeah, no, not for me. And then whoop, 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 whoop. And the speed limit is 30 here actually. And then we just, okay. So I didn't understand why did you do that, okay. All right, now. And then we actually turned from left from here, which was very good. You know, the stop sign, you stopped, you looked, and I also see you look back for this mirror, was perfectly done. Okay, so I couldn't even fault you there. And then you reached the traffic lights, yeah? Now I told you to go left, yeah? Now, and you realized actually it's still green for me, yes? Yeah? And that moment, you put everything behind, expense to just going, yes? There was no left mirror, and the turn was very quick, too quick. We almost went to the other lane, yeah? Okay, so but definitely was no left mirror. It was too quick, you know. You sacrificed everything to kept going, yes? Okay, and because you see that you didn't slow down at all, that was a problem there. Okay, okay. Okay, and then when we came, the roundabout was actually perfect. Yeah. Okay.
Which one was that?
The first one, the Wilton one. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm not sure. You could look a little bit earlier in your mirror, on the right mirror, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Or you could also signal a bit earlier. But look, I'm really trying to hear. We're going really much in details. Okay. So I think was okay. If I would be a tester, I wouldn't give you any point there because you did your best. And I know it was difficult because the cars everywhere.
That's true.
Okay. I still I felt a little rush, but again, you did everything, so I can't I wouldn't fault you for that. Okay, so it was good, and that was very difficult for me.
Yeah.
Okay, now, and then you actually came the traffic lights, yes, and then after the traffic lights there was a turn
Left.
to your left, yes. Now, again, I think you turned a bit too quick,
Yeah.
and that caused you to not looking in your left mirror.
Yeah.
Maybe you did, but I didn't see it, and if I don't see it, yeah, so there was a problem there already, yeah.
I looked too late.
Yes, and then we went between the cars, which was very good again, and then the turn came, that T junction, yes, and it was very interesting. And I'm not talking about the car, you lost the car, right? What I'm talking about is when you turn right, yes, you had cars on both sides, yes, and some reason you decide to go so much on your left. There's a guy even was already stopping for you, yes,
Yeah.
but you still stopped on your left, and I want to know what made you stop on your left. Why did you decide when a car is already stopped? You remember that?
I don't remember. I don't
So there was a big van was there. You remember that
was
van?
that when the lady came to my...
No.
Oh.
So when you turn left, yes, you remember that when we came out from the traffic lights?
Yeah.
Traffic lights, you turn right, first left, and there's a lot of car, very narrow road, and the end was a T junction. There was a van stopped, you lost the car.
Oh.
And then you turned right, yes.
Yeah.
And there were so many cars, so tight, and the car further up, it stopped for you.
Oh, I thought he was coming.
Sorry?
I thought he was still coming too.
No, he wasn't. He stopped. And you went so deep in a really narrow space, and then you just put yourself in a situation of, and then we went too wide out, you know. Like I had to give you a hazard for that because you didn't realize that, you know, it's a potentially simple position. You made it a little bit dangerous.
Just overthinking.
Yeah? Yes, and I tell you why I think it was happening. Okay. And then you always stopped. Well, you forced my car from second gear to first gear. You know what? We rolled towards any stop. You know, and you could easily stop in second gear.
Okay.
But some reason you forced in first gear. Okay. I didn't understand why you're doing that. Yeah. Now, and then after that, actually that traffic, after this incident when I was talking about it, you know, there was a turn to your left, it was a stop line. You stopped so nicely, late, yes?
Yeah.
I mean, on time, yeah? So further enough, you look, that was really nicely done, yeah? Okay, so I couldn't even fault you there, okay, it was very good. And then there was 2 traffic lights. The one you went through, again you left it in third gear, but the decision was correct because you just kept steady speed, yeah? Decision was correct because those cars just moved. So you was just on the edge to change gear, but you managed perfectly. So I think that was perfectly okay. Your timing was good, the gear was good, okay. And then we went straight, yes? You remember?
Yeah.
And then I told you take an X left.
That's from the grey house.
Yeah, before that was the traffic lights, and before that I told you turn left. So turn to the grey house, yeah? Now, you had 3 roads on the left, and you signaled so early on your left.
And there's a mistake.
Yes.
Good mistake.
So you just missed a little bit early signal, yeah? Okay, now, and that was actually, I think you went a little bit too quick there. You touched the speed limit, yeah? Okay. And your turn was a bit quick again there, a little bit, yeah? I think you lift the clutch up very, but again, it could be because of my car, okay? All right. And also I realized because you probably again came because of you don't know the car. You kept the car sometimes a bit too long in low gear and just you know. So if you were not sure about particularly when we turn when we turn the grey house, yes, you wanted to keep the car in low gear, that's fine, but your feet didn't stop. So many times we went 30, 35, but the car was in second gear. Okay. And then there again, you went through very nicely there. Okay. There was mirror, there was looking, you know. Yes, maybe a little bit too late mirror. Maybe, you know, the turn when you turn in after this grey house, you turn left, and there was a road, little zigzagging, and there was a turn to your right. Yes. You turn a bit too late. You went so close, but again, I think that was for the car. Okay. But then you stopped. There was a stop line again. You see it properly.
Yeah.
You remember that? And you turn right. Now that's when you left my car too long in second gear.
Okay.
Okay. Apologies. You left it too long in second gear. But then the traffic lights actually became green, and the car had enough speed to turn in second gear.
Yeah.
But you put it in first gear.
Yeah.
And we had this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know why you put it in first gear.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was looked a little bit, and that's a point when first time I wrote this down here. Am I right?
Yeah.
You were a little bit rushing, yeah. Okay. And then too long is no. And then we turn left there. There was a traffic lights, yeah. You were the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
You remember that? We turned right at traffic lights, yeah.
Is that where?
When I told you to watch out a little bit, and then you just went deep, yes? You remember that? You went so deep, barely we could turn right, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you let the car roll in too deep.
Yeah.
Okay, if this car, we had a car which is signaled left, yeah?
Oh yeah.
If this car wouldn't be there, we would maybe look like we go straight.
Yeah.
So there was a kind of rushed again.
Yeah.
You could just roll in, wait, and then turn in, but you just kept rolling, yeah? Some reason you didn't want it to stop, but you know, you got lucky actually because the car turned.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then after that, there was a traffic lights at the church, which was good again. There was no issue there. You looked, the bus was hanging out, yeah? You look right, it was okay. And then you went to the second traffic lights, yeah?
Yeah.
But no right mirror when you signal right.
Yeah.
Not at all. And then again, the turn was good, okay. And then when there was a lot of cars again, both sides, perfectly managed. Yes, you didn't go far. You didn't, you know, like I think it was very good. And you start to reach the traffic lights, yeah. Then you stopped, turn left, yeah. Now and then the thing came a little bit interesting because the end of the road was a stop line.
Yeah.
You didn't stop. You just rolled in, look, boom, boom. I have a hole. Whoop! I have a gap. I turn, but we did not stop the car.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a very dangerous turn. You just get lucky nobody was coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so this could get a great review for being dangerous. But after that wasn't much more interesting. So you kept going, yes. And you see there's cars on your right.
Yeah.
See that the woman came out with a car. Something was in her hand, the black something. I think she went for yoga. On the right hand side there was cars, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
So and you see the cars are kept coming, yes? So your solution was I'm gonna move on my right. Let the people.
Yeah.
And what was on your left? Actually moving my left. What was on your left?
Blocks.
No, a bicycle road.
Right.
You drive on a bicycle road not even looking on your left, you know.
Okay.
You could kill a bicycle guy.
Yeah.
Rushed.
Yeah.
You could stop earlier. Or if you want to, well, you shouldn't drive on a bicycle road, but you know, I can understand what you did, but it was a bit rushed, and this is when I realized you're rushing a little bit too much. And then what it done here? This stop line, bicycle road, okay, no stopping, no looking, yeah, okay. And then when you went to the first roundabout, okay, the first smallie one, yeah, you realize exactly what you should do, yeah. Now, but one thing what you forgot is there's a bicycle road on your left. When the bicycle road stops, doesn't mean a bicycle will stop.
Yeah.
So you just focused on getting, but you never looked on your left, yeah. But then you went out, you know. But a little bit, you could be in early and second gear, but I understand why you did that. Yeah, it was a little bit
Tight.
too. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then we reached the second small roundabout. Yes. And I told you third exit. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell me what was before the roundabout? If I tell you, you're gonna say, "Oh yes." A zebra.
Oh yeah.
Did you look on the left-hand side of the zebra? I don't think so.
Might have been in my peripheral vision.
You just looked right. Yes. yeah, and then whoop, yeah, okay. So if someone would step off, I mean nobody would step off because you were just going. So there was no question what's your attention is. Okay, zebra, no attention, and then the traffic lights was already a little bit too brave, yeah. But the next one was even braver because so before you turn, you see that actually the van is here, right? The van was hanging out, yeah. So what we did is this, yeah. Instead, just slow down more, get closer to the van, and don't go someone else's lane because that's what we did. We went so your speed was really kind of not proper for the turn, yeah. Okay, and then reverse, yeah. Okay, now your reverse was okay, to be honest, but you stopped so far from the corner and a little bit too close, so you expose yourself for mistakes, yeah. But you managed. You know, like you managed, but you were in danger. Okay. So so you're a little bit in danger in my eyes, okay? Because danger for making it wrong, okay? But to be honest, you had observation, speed was correct, so I couldn't fault you. You know, I put correct observation once because there was a car was coming when you were halfway in. You know, like maybe the car was a bit too quick. The white car, you remember the white car was coming, yeah? Yeah. So look, you were in the turn, to be frankly honest, yeah. So I would say okay. And when you did your 3-point turn, again was very good, okay. But you never put your handbrake on the river, on the. So when you have the curb, the camber, you know, when you're doing your 3-point turn, so you're going to the other side, you need to put a handbrake on, otherwise when you lift the clutch up you might gonna roll on the road, yeah. Do you remember that?
How do you put the
handbrake?
Oh, it was there, yeah.
So, okay. All right, that's okay. So I'll just give you, and occasionally the handbrake wasn't on when you stopped at traffic light. Twice. Yeah. The first one was when we stopped at the what was the first one? I think one of the
third, I think it was the 3-lane one.
Yeah, well, I can't remember exactly, but there was I know it wasn't on. Okay. Now, okay, so this is exactly okay. Now, do you agree with this?
I agree.
Yeah, this all happened, and I just made it up.
No, it all happened.
So I couldn't go more details because, okay. Now I think two major stuff was your problem. Is this?
The rushing
and these two mirrors. So if you wouldn't rush, just take it that way. Okay. If you wouldn't rush, so these two wouldn't happen. Yeah. Okay. If you wouldn't rush, if you wouldn't just check your mirror, that's already 4 down. You would have 7. Perfectly okay. You agree?
Yeah. To take my time. In those particular ones.
And that, for me, this reaction to hazard, you know, when the car just stopped and you went in, you turn anyway. It was absolutely a rushing. I felt it like, and then suddenly turn out, and then, you know, I felt like I felt like on a race. You know. But I mean, it's absolutely